Money's never been a motivating factor for me. It hasn't. Nothing about my life has been motivated by me getting rich, you know? I want to make money, don't get me wrong, but, I'm not going to do something just for money. There's no way. And I turn down a lot of work. People contact me, and if I'm talking to somebody on the phone and I'm like, oh my God, they're a fucking idiot, or not just an idiot, but just like an idiot that's real negative, I just won't work with them. You know, same thing with an email, and I just turn down, some work. And let me explain. So this guy contacts me with a Mastiff, and the Mastiff he's having problems with. And, I said, well, what's the dog's name? And he said, Rasputin. And I said, well, why'd you name it that? And he said, well, I want him to be a real badass. And I said, well, that's what you created, isn't it? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, well, he's being aggressive to people. You named him Rasputin. Why didn't you name him Satan? And he said, well, that is a pretty good name. That's what he said. He said, that is a pretty good name. I said, oh, so you think that, naming your dog some kind of like crazy name like Cujo is a good name, but then when your dog starts fucking with your friends and your family, starts being aggressive, you don't get it. You don't get it. The dog's exactly what you wanted it to be. You have Rasputin. The only thing Rasputin the dog isn't doing is like, humping the couch, which I'm sure the dog would probably do that too. Naming your dog isn't really important to the dog, okay? They don't understand that, like my dog Ike, Ike doesn't understand that he is Ike. Ike is a word that I use to get his attention, that's it. If there were two Ikes around each other, they would just, if you were saying their name, they'd just be confused. Do you understand? So the name of the dog really isn't important, and people should be naming their dog something sweet like Sandy, or something like that. Heidi, come here, Heidi, but instead some of these people want to name the tough guy name, and the tough guy name is never positive for a dog. Every time I've known a dog with a tough guy name, they've had issues. They have. It's like the owner thinks of the dog as tough, and then the dog starts biting and stuff, aggression. And please be assured, aggression is the most common behavioral problem with dogs. So they're totally unrealistic. They think that they can have like the protector and the dog that loves the mailman both at the same time. If you want to protect, first of all, people that do protection with dogs, those are highly trained dogs. Obedience is key. Those are very obedient dogs. A good police dog isn't just going to go off on somebody, Police dogs, a lot of times, are living at home with the family. Don't name your dog. If you're so insecure and you're so afraid that you need a dog to protect you, a gun would be a better choice. Seriously. A dog? Come on. And if you want to do that, if you want to do the protection sport, great. You're going to be doing a lot of training with your dog. I recommend it. Protection sports are very popular among women. I know more women that do protection sport with dogs than I do guys. It's very, very, like the Malinois Shepherd seems to be a very popular dog among women. They go for the full-on dog, but they train these dogs and they spend their off hours training their dog. So Rasputin's owner is just an asshole, and he didn't get it. I can't work with somebody like that. Why am I? There's too many people that are cool to work with. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's too many people that don't have these issues, like the macho guy. The macho guy that wants to name his dog the macho name and then create the time bomb. Why do I want to work with somebody like that when there's somebody that can be like dog stupid? That's fine to be dog stupid. That's fine. 4 million dogs are dying every year because people don't get dogs. There's this whole thing about like looking at the dog in an anthropomorphic way. It's a huge problem. So that kind of person I have no problem working with. I don't expect people to be born knowing dog behavior. But what I do expect people to be is like not assholes. The conversation went on to the point where like, dude, I'm just not interested. And the guy's saying, what if I pay you more? And I'm like, it has nothing to do with that. Thank you for your interest, and I gotta go. You know, he went on and everything out of his mouth. It was like I was talking to a Trump supporter, like the core base of a Trump, you know. I should have asked him if he was a Trump supporter. I bet he was. Don't name your dog Donald and don't name your dog Trump. It'll end up being a screw up. Seriously. Find a nice, pleasant name, 1 or 2 syllables. That's it. But it shouldn't be Satan. It shouldn't be, Zeus. It shouldn't be anything like that, you know. Charlie's a great name. Billy's a good name. Heidi, Sandy. It's a dog. You know, if you're not careful, the dog will act instinctually and it'll bite people. So if you're looking for a tough dog, don't expect that tough dog. If you're going to treat it a certain way, you might not understand how you're treating it, but don't expect it to just understand that everybody that's peripheral in your life is not a threat. Sounds like you're worried about somebody getting you. If you have to name a dog a tough guy name. Oh, and I'm not talking about like a dog that does protection work that's named Nitro. That's not what I'm talking about. Because I know a lot of chicks that have dogs that have these tough guy names, you know, or something like Nitro. But you get it? That's a highly trained dog. You got a dog because you're insecure, okay? You're an insecure guy, and you had to give it the insecure guy name, tough guy name, and now your dog's screwed up. Don't come, don't think I'm going to do it because you're going to pay me extra. Because I have to work with the owner after the dog's trained. That's it. You know, it's the truth. A lot of times I end up being friends with the owners. You know, that's most of the time I end up, being friends with them. So why do I want to be friends with somebody that's a fucking Trump supporter? You know? Just kidding, Trump supporters. I know there's a lot of people. I have a lot of friends that voted for Trump, and so I don't think that's it. If you voted for Trump, that doesn't necessarily mean I wouldn't work with your dog. That's the truth. But if you're an idiot, hell no. Why you can't buy Peter Caine. You cannot buy me.